Welcome to another Connection here on TKO8 Television. Dennis King, thanks for joining us on the Connection Show this week. Each Monday we have various organizations come in to talk about what's going on around the broadcast area. We do appreciate all the organizations we have and facilities that we have in the viewing area. And it's great to live in a small area like Harrison. We have a lot of different organizations that do so much for the area. And today we're going to actually talk with one organization that has a little different twist to it. But we're also going to talk with the college and about what's going on. A lot of things going on there. Stay with us. We'll be back in a moment.
Inland Waste Solutions works diligently to be good stewards of the environment. Reducing waste via curbside recycling services, Inland Waste Solutions takes this mission seriously, but they need your help. When putting your waste and recyclables in their respective curbside containers, be sure that cross-contamination doesn't occur. Please only place recyclable materials in the yellow top bins. Check your recycling do's and don'ts list before you throw any item into the yellow top recycle bin. Together we can make a difference. Inland Waste Solutions, local people serving local people in Harrison.
Plants, plants, and more plants. That's what you'll find at Camp's Plants in Harrison. Perennials, annuals, ferns, hanging baskets, shrubs, roses, decorative trees, and the largest selection of garden vegetables in the area. With different varieties arriving weekly, you're sure to find the perfect plant, shrub, or tree at the best price in the area. Camp's Plants in business for over 33 years in Harrison.
Our first guest on the show today is Dr. Rodney Arnold, who hasn't been with us for a while, but he comes in quite often to talk about things going on. It's going to be a fun time of the year. It's movie time.
It is. It is time to get our summer movie series back up and running, thanks to our presenting sponsors, the Harrison Convention and Visitors Bureau and Cox Communication. We are in our fifth season of summer movie series.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's been very popular. I must say the summer movie series gives people an opportunity to do something. Doesn't cost you anything, and you can get outside. And they've been fortunate in years gone by a few times to get a little inclement weather, but most of the time they've had a great time, and it's a good place to go and enjoy your family outing. So.
You bet. It's it's been really neat to watch over the last few years. Our crowds, they'll range anywhere from 700 people. We've had a couple that's been up around 2,000 people. So it's, we feel like we've got some good movies coming up again this summer. So we're looking for another big summer.
Well, let's get into it. When we kicking off?
Our first one's coming up real soon on Saturday, June the 2nd. It'll be our first movie. Our first movie, thanks to Sprott, Golden, and Bardwell, is going to be The Sandlot. Now, this is a little different. We're going old school with our first movie. We typically always try to get those that may have just left the box office but haven't hit the DVD market yet. That's kind of the way we try to pick our movies. But we thought this year, let's get summer started off right with an old classic with The Sandlot.
So you're going to kick in for people like myself.
Yeah, I tell you,
not as old,
those spot. When we were talking about it earlier, we thought our target market this year, or at least with this first movie, are those 30 to 45, 50-year-old fathers that love The Sandlot. They want to take their kids and go watch it on the big screen.
That's a good idea. That's great. So once you get that one out of the way for all of us old people, then where are you going from there?
We've got, I think on June the 30th is our next movie. It's going to be Sherlock Gnomes. It's an animated movie that's just been out recently, so that'll be our second movie. Okay. July 28th is going to be Ready Player One. Those two movies are secured, and we know that those dates and movies are going to be for sure. Okay. That was the way I understand it, was a kind of a science fiction movie that was really popular about 2 or 3 months ago. Had great crowds, and so I think that'll be a really popular movie for us. And then our last two is going to be on August 25th and September 22nd. Our hope is that we have the Avengers movie that's coming out or is already out right now, and then maybe the Jurassic movie that'll be coming out pretty soon as well. It's still a little too far away to commit to those at this moment, but those are the ones that we've got eyed for those particular dates.
Does the companies you deal with, do you have to kind of get closer to the time to secure the actual?
Right. They, if really the popular movies, they might stay in the box or at least at the theaters a little bit longer, which kind of throws our dates off. But they're normally pretty good about hitting the dates on their projections. So.
Well, I know one thing. In years gone by, since you started this movie series, and we've had you in talking about it ever since that, but it's more than just a movie. When you go to these, it's an event. So I know you've got to have some extra
We've
stuff.
got some cool events for our first movie. Obviously, The Sandlot's a baseball-themed movie, and so we're gonna have water balloons. That we've got some of our North Ark baseball and softball. Our Lady Pioneers are going to come out. And we're going to have about 1,000 water balloons, baseball-sized water balloons, that we're going to take and we're going to throw to the kids, and we'll see who strikes out and we'll see who gets wet.
That sounds like a good idea.
And we're also going to be, I think we're going to have kickball. I think we're going to have the soccer field. We're going to set up with a kickball. So if kids want to come out and play, want to get on a team and play kickball, then we're going to play kickball as well.
And I know you always you have it set up. You have refreshments and so forth set up there. So.
Yep, concessions. We'll have concessions set up. The movie, I think, sunset on June the 2nd is going to be around 8:30. Our activities are going to start around 6:30. We'll obviously sell concessions again. Right. Thanks to our popcorn sponsors, which is Miller True Value Hardware, Jones Physical Therapy, Main Street Merchandise Outlet, and Aerovac. It's going to be free popcorn again this coming summer. So come out and join us.
And one thing that the public needs to understand is it really doesn't cost the college anything, does it? Is it all sponsored, or do you
Thanks
pay?
to our sponsors, most of those the movies are covered by our sponsors, and the popcorn's covered by our sponsors. Concessions we'll have. I think we're going to have hot dogs again, nachos, and barbecue pork sandwiches and things like that. Yeah. So we'll have a little bit, that they can, we'll have drinks available, and we'll have snow cones available that they can have for purchase.
Well, you have the facilities you have is fantastic for outdoor. Yeah. I mean, we probably don't think about it as much as we should, but it's great for those type of events.
It is.
And you got plenty of parking, and kids can go out and run around there. They get bored watching the old timer movie, but of course the animated ones they're going to stay there and watch that kind of stuff. But it's something I think it's giving back to the community, and you're a community college, and it's our college, as you always say, and I think when you started that, I thought that was something really good. That's a good summer type program that lets people get involved with the college, and some people maybe have never been out there.
You bet.
You
bet. And we always try to showcase one or two of our programs. Yes. So that while we've got them captive, we do a little bit of marketing and advertising.
That's good.
It just to let them know that we've got a variety of programs, so if they want to go back and get some training or looking at a career change. Yes. We're their college to help them do that if that's what they wish.
You've done so many good things with your South Campus, of course, your Center Campus. You got the North Campus that used to be the technical. I know you've really ramped up a lot of things there. Got one in Carroll County that you do up there. Maybe we got about 5 minutes. Talk about a little bit some of the things coming up and some of the things you're working on.
Yeah. just in the newspaper recently, the College Board formally moved forward as far as endorsing the foundation in its search to bring student housing to North Arkansas College. So that's, a project that I've been working on for about 1.5 years, 2 years now. We purchased some property thanks to John Arthur Hammerschmidt, and he made an in-kind donation as well to help acquire that piece of property. And so we're still moving forward with it. It's not completely certain, but we're still progressing to move forward, and we're looking at partnering with a company out of Davenport, Iowa called Bluffstone Development to bring student housing. They're proposing that we build a 3-story apartment complex that'll hold about 108 students, and they're going to help build a student center as well, for the student housing's entertainment and for study room and so forth. So we're excited.
So like it would be apartment type, but in a kind of like they do the dorms in major colleges where you've got or similar.
So with the new models today are those 2-bedroom suites and 4-bedroom suites, and that's what we'll be looking at again this year. And those suites, they'll have bathrooms, they'll have kitchenettes, and they'll have living rooms, whereas the students will have their own individual bedrooms. Right. Themselves. So
not like it was.
Not like it was. No.
It's not like camping out or anything like that. It has changed a lot.
It has changed a little bit.
We've got about 2 or 3 minutes. What else? Yeah. I hope that goes to pass. I know you're working hard on it, and hopefully that will take place.
Yeah, we're excited. This is a game changer for North Arkansas College. We really think so. It'll help. We think it'll complement some of our programs. Yes. I know athletics it'll complement. I think with some of our technical programs, believe it or not, I think it could help complement. And what I mean by that is we've had a number of businesses come to us asking for us to consider this because for example, the summertime, we can use those vacant apartment units to allow us to come in and do maybe 4 to 6 week training programs during the summertime for some of our area manufacturers and help them enhance the skill set of their workforce as well. So it's going to be a big plus.
Well, we may have to have you in again for long when you get it sealed and signed and update the community on what's going on there.
We're pleased to do so.
I think that's exciting for the college, and you've done so much with the different programs and, of course, the additions to the college over the last several years, the new for the medical area particularly out there. And it's, again, North Ark is so important to our area, not just Harrison and Boone County, but to 5 or 6, 7 counties, particularly here, where you draw a lot of students in from. And of course, they come from other places, but the majority of them come from this area. So, I mean, I think it's a good idea, and it's something that if it works for you, and it makes sense.
The college, we're a community college.
Right.
We're here to help enhance the skill set for our workforce if needed, but for those students that want to transfer and looking at finishing their bachelor's degree.
Coming in.
North Arkansas College is a great start to help get their basic courses out of the way, get their fundamentals underneath their belt so that they can transfer off to another 4-year institution and finish their degree.
It's fantastic. I really thank you for coming in. It's been a while.
Yeah, it's been a while.
I see you all the time, but haven't had you in the studio. Thanks for coming in. Don't forget about the summer movie series.
June 2nd.
June 2nd.
Yep.
It's right here on top of us. The first one's for some of us in the kind of the older age group, and then they've got a lot of exciting ones coming up all through the summer months. But go check it out, free of charge. You can't miss a deal like that. So go out there. It's for the entire family. Dr. Arnold, thank you so much for coming in.
Glad to be here. Thanks for having me.
And look forward to talking to you again very soon.
bet.
Stay with us. Be back in a moment. We have two individuals from Grandma's House talking about an event they have coming up. It's a fundraiser and also what the whole concept is at Grandma's House. Stay with us.
We all need the help of a pharmacy from time to time. Sullivan Pharmacy would like to thank all their customers for supporting them as an independent local pharmacy. When you trade with an independent pharmacy, you deal with an owner that supports the local economy and charities. Visit Sullivan Pharmacy for any of your over-the-counter or prescription needs. It's important to keep helping those that help the community. Sullivan Pharmacy, 731 Main Street, Harrison, serving this area since 1965.
Back on Connection here on TKO8 Television. Dennis King, thanks for joining us on the Connection Show this week. Our next two guests in the studio joins us quite frequently. They are a part of Grandma's House, which is now Harrison and also in Berryville. Cody Tatum and Kaylee Evans, thank you so much for coming in again to be with us. We do appreciate it. Look, Cody's already voted.
I made sure I put this on. He almost tried not to give me a sticker. I said, "Oh no,
Gotta have a
no."
We want to talk about a couple of things that both Cody and Kaylee want to specifically talk about, but just briefly for people that may be watching the show and they say, well, what's Grandma's House? Just give us, it doesn't matter. Sure. Both of you kind of kick in there.
Well, Grandma's House, we're a children's advocacy center, one of, I think, 16 in the state right now. It's still growing.
Is it?
We're a 501c3 nonprofit, and kind of what we do is we help coordinate the front end of child abuse investigations by helping the investigative teams get their job done in a way that's forensically sound for their purposes, but also the most child-friendly and family-friendly possible. And the other side of that is we support the family with advocacy services and therapy services to really just provide a holistic approach to a process of child abuse investigation that's inherently not child-friendly. Yeah. So that's kind of where we step in.
You know, and actually we were just talking right before we went on the show, and I asked Kaylee, you said, well, actually we're up from last year as far as numbers go. And when you say that, I mean, I didn't want to say, well, that's great or that's sad. It's actually kind of a double-edged sword is what they were talking about. It's good in the fact that recognition and finding out is a good thing, which really, you know, where you come from, we talk about numbers a lot, but the numbers are happening because people are getting more aware of situations and they're coming forward where they didn't used to do that. And that's the plus side of it, or I would see it as a plus side.
Definitely.
Yeah.
It definitely is. I mean, you know, statistically we see about 1 in 5 to 33% of the kids who are being abused that actually come forward.
Yes.
It's very frequently that we sit with parents and they say, you know, we can't believe we're here. This happened to me when I was a kid and I never told anyone. So, you know, we're trying to break that. This is a generational problem,
Yes.
and we're really trying to break that cycle. So we're busy. We're seeing more kids, but that's a positive because we're seeing them. We're able to offer support services, irregardless of how their investigation process goes. We're able to intervene there and put them on a positive path.
I'm going to stick with you for just a minute here, Cody, and then get with Kaylee. I know you go out and work with the schools a lot. How's that going?
It's great. It's been wonderful. So the different elementary schools in the Harrison district have been very accommodating. I've been working with the SROs,
Yes.
Officer Mike Toland, Officer Godfrey, and Officer Mills, and we've been going through the different classes and providing personal safety education. So, you know, nothing of a sensitive nature, just letting kids know that it's okay to tell if something makes them uncomfortable and letting them know that some secrets can be dangerous from their caregivers, and really just empowering them with the knowledge they need to help keep them safe. You know, I tell them it's our jobs as adults, but you know, we may need a little help, and I want you to know what to do, especially with summer coming up.
Yes.
You know, they're going to be out of the eyes of our teachers and stuff like that. So,
Are you seeing even down at the elementary school age, and I'm sure there's a kind of a ceiling there, but when you do speak with them, are they comprehending? Are they understanding?
They absolutely are. So, you know, and I try to play it up a little bit, be a little bit of a ham, and we do some different things to get their energy going. And
Surely not.
And yeah, I know, right? I pretend to be a deer, which you can imagine how that goes. Different things to keep them engaged, but they really are engaged with it. And And the curriculum is made to be non-complicated. You know, you want these to be little catchphrases they can remember, and really just, you know, that knowledge of what to do if the situation arises. They've been tremendously receptive. We've gotten a lot of great feedback from the teachers as well, some of the parents as well. So it's been great, and you know, we've got Harrison covered this year, and it was a lot of fun. But our next goal is to we cover 6 counties, Dennis, and I want to get to every single one of them.
Yes, absolutely. And I know you're saying to them, you know, silence is not golden.
No.
Not saying anything is not a good thing, and that's the whole key. Is telling somebody, you know, the teacher, friend, somebody, so that it can move along and so forth. Kelly, as far as the upcoming events, I know you're working on this. Are you going to be running in this event?
Oh, no. I don't run. I walk.
I walk. You've got a 5K coming up.
Yes, we
tell
do.
us about it, and what's the whole...
Okay, so what we've got going on is this Saturday is our 2nd annual Grandma's House Color Fun Run. We say it's a fun run because this race will not be timed, so people are just, so there's not any medals or anything, but people will get to sign up, and then they will run a route throughout the park. And while they're on that race, they'll have about 7 different color booths where they'll run by and people will just throw color on them.
Oh, that sounds like fun. Is this a wash-off color, or is it stay with you?
We had a little bit of problems with the blue last year. All of our blonde runners were blue for a couple of days. So we got a different brand this year, and we're hoping that this year everything will wash right off of everybody.
You're hoping it will. So that's why you call it the Color Fun Run. Huh?
Yep, so we have 136 people registered as of right now, which is already more runners than we even had show up last year.
Wow.
By about, I think we're up by about 33% already. It's going to be a super fun day. The weather's supposed to pan out. The rain's going to skip over us. And there's rumors of a dance party afterward. I cannot confirm that for sure, but I think it may happen.
Wow. Now, is there a cost?
Yes, so right now for people who want to register either throughout the rest of the week or if they want to show up at the race on Saturday and just walk up to the table, it's $25 if you're 18 or older. If you're, I think, 18 to 10, then it's about $15. And if you're below that or if you have a child in a stroller, free.
Okay. And obviously, this fundraising event, it all stays with Grandma's House. I mean,
yes, it
that's a good
completely
thing.
stays within us. We're always, our fundraising money will always go back to Grandma's House directly, whether it's helping us update our interview equipment, the equipment that we need for our sexual abuse medical exams. You know, it can go anywhere, even to the point of we're building onto our house right now for a new family room for our therapy clients.
Oh, okay, fantastic. So do you need volunteers to help?
Oh, we always need volunteers. We have a link right now actually circulating where people can, if they want to sign up to help with the color run, then they can just click on the link and sign up and pick a slot. So we need people to help throw color at a couple of different booths. We need people to spray down people's shirts beforehand with water bottles. So trustworthy people only for that.
Trustworthy.
You know, to help hand out. Yeah, Cody can't do that. To help hand out goodie bags, we need people to help direct traffic because we're asking everybody to park at the junior high parking lot.
Okay.
To help kind of coordinate everyone. So we always need volunteers, and people can always go to our website and download a volunteer form on there for events. They can call me and I'll talk to them about being a volunteer.
Okay.
Or they can look at our Facebook pages, our event page that's on our website. It's about 15 different ways you can sign up to be a volunteer with us, which we absolutely need.
Where were you actually? Are you going to start it at the junior high parking lot?
No, we're going to have people park there and then walk down to the concession stand at the soccer fields.
Okay.
And we'll do Cali Monday with Monday Fitness is going to be leading a Zumba-ish warm-up, and then we're going to move down by the there's a line down at the park where the sidewalk starts, and we're going to kick off there.
Okay. But so if people want to sign up, they need to go to the concession stand at the soccer field.
Everything is going to start right there. That's where volunteers will come to meet us on the day of. That's where people who pre-registered or who are registering that day, that's where they'll come to get their goodie bags, to make sure that they're all checked in. It's where everything's going to get started at.
That's fantastic. Okay, so if you want to have some fun, goes to a great cause. The Color Run. We're not going to get into specifics again. I still can't wait to see this deal. But actually, they're hoping for a rain shower right after the race is over to wash off some.
We may need it. Some of our tables are still blue from last year. They are.
But it sounds like fun. Help them out. Grandma's House, what a wonderful organization, and the cause is unbelievable what they do in helping these kids. But this is one of their fundraising events. $25 for adults, $15 for the kids under 12. You can just go to the soccer fields. You can park in the junior high parking lot if there's no parking down there, and walk down the trail to the soccer fields right by the concession stand. And kicks off at what time?
We're going to start at 9 o'clock. So registration's going to open at 8.
Okay.
And we're hoping to start the race right at 9.
Okay. Fantastic. We got a few minutes. How's your Carroll County location? How's it going up there?
It's going well. We've basically got everything somewhat moved in over there for our primary stuff that we've got going. We've done some renovation as far as getting newer furniture, and just some of our older stuff just needed to be updated.
Right.
We've done some updates to the interview room over there, so it's really starting to come around. We're hoping to do an open house sometimes later this summer.
Okay.
To get everyone in to see it.
Let us know when we'd love to help you cover that.
We even have gone so far as recently we received some funds, and so we're about to start getting to put together our medical room over there. Because right now we're one of, very few places throughout the state that we have a SANE nurse, a sexual abuse nurse examiner, who can come and look at our rape victims and just our sexual assault victims. And so if we can make it any easier on the family, because that is our whole role, to help them as much as we can. And so we're really hoping that here pretty soon. I know.
I did.
That here pretty in the next couple of months we'll have another fully functioning center in Carroll County.
Very good. Well, I know you've been planning on that for a long time, and it was something that you really wanted. And of course, Michelle Steiner, who's the director, she really wanted to get that going up there. And so they are moving forward with another facility in Carroll County. Because you actually cover, 6 counties, if I remember right? Is that right? So the need is definitely there. And how's my favorite Isadora doing?
She is great. She actually just had her 3rd birthday. Yes.
3rd birthday.
Yes, she is 3, had the big 3. She is doing great. She's getting in and interacting with the clients that we have and making them feel great. She recently went down with a girl for therapy just because she was a little on edge. And Isadora is our child comfort specialist, so she's doing exactly what she's here for.
And we're talking Isadora, for those of you maybe didn't watch the show when they introduced her, is a specially trained dog, and she's wonderful with kids, and she knows what a support individual she is for Cody and for Kayla and all the group down there. She's and you got her through a grant, if I remember right. Is that
She's actually from a nonprofit called Canine Companions for Independence. So we didn't have to get a grant for her, thankfully, but donations and community support helped us to get out to California to get her go through the training, and helps with making sure she's taken care of too.
Yeah, that's
she gets Pampered Paws donates and does grooming services for her, so she definitely smells better than I do. I can tell you that.
Isadora gets great treatment. So anyway, thank you both for coming in. I do appreciate it. It's always good to have you both here, and tell Michelle and the rest of the crew down there hello, and Isadora, give her plenty of treats, and we do. Thanks for all your wonderful help and what you do. It's impeccable. It's just crazy. But don't forget about the Color Run. Color Run coming up this 26th? 26. So sign up for the Color Run. It'll be a fun time, and it goes to a great event.
I just want to say one more thing. We're doing that education in the elementary schools.
Yes.
I also provide that to different groups, organizations, churches, and looking to get in with some teachers for the in-service this year. So any groups or organizations out there that want more information about Grandma's House, or specifically some signs and symptoms, or how to prevent or how to report, just give me a call down there, and we'll get taken care of.
What you do is fantastic there. That's great. Thanks for joining us on the Connection Show. We hope we brought some information to you perhaps you didn't know about. Join us again next time.